Okay. Hello. So, I was actually hesitant on even doing this, but we're gonna do a card pull. Or whatever. Oh my god, this everything's coming out of the deck. That's crap. Um some of you could probably be feeling like that right now. You could be feeling very all over the place and scattered and thrown in every which direction for whatever reason. And I'm gonna real cheesy like, remind you to keep your head up. And remember that most problems in life are because of our perspective, and the way that we choose to look at things. Not to say that your problems aren't valid, but also hopefully the wind isn't too terrible. I have to point it out so it's not as bad. Because if it's pointed out, then it's like, okay, we're acknowledging it. It's not terrible. Okay, so once again, I don't know what's going to come out of the cards, but we have the Chariot. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Who do we appreciate? I was still trying to do the rhyme, but it didn't rhyme. Anyways. Also, someone's jamming out in the distance. I'm vibing with it. Okay. Alrighty. Cool. How lovely. Sounds like they're having a good time. So, with the Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Wands, I do see, and then also the Ten of Wands, as I put these back in the deck. There's this energy of, I'm going to pull from a different deck. Sorry. Trying not to be super chaotic. There's this energy of luck changing, basically. I feel heavily that there's something or someone. I'm sorry, there's so much going on that you have detached from, that as you have done so, you have witnessed a lot of good fortune. Literally. You might have been in a situation where you felt afraid to speak up, you felt afraid to use your voice. And I see either you moving away from the situation, you removing yourself from that energy, or finding the courage to speak up in these situations. Now, generally, I think it's a good rule of thumb to keep in mind that we should go where we are wanted. And if you find that's a spicy wind right there. If you find yourself being unavoidably uncomfortable in certain situations, I mean, like I said before, everything's about perspective, so it's the way you choose to see it. We could see it as oh, I need to remove myself from this environment, or I need to gain the courage to speak up in this environment. And both are very valid sentiments. That's funny, because we have wings and then we have feather. And it says, wings. You never needed those wings to fly. I'm going to show you this. You never needed those wings to fly. And then we have feather. Think first before you judge. And I think it's funny because, wings and feathers, feathers are part of a wing. And once again, I feel like you're removing yourself, you're removing something from your energy that has been holding you down in a way. And when I say holding you down, I don't mean that. And also, my voice, like the wind is doing a thing, and then my voice is like just. I hope you are with me. I hope that this is helpful. Um, generally, there's an energy that you have like removed from your life that has definitely made things a little bit better. You've definitely experienced a feeling of feeling lighter, and that's something to celebrate. What card is this? Protest, start a revolution. Oh wow. Yeah, I definitely see you using your voice quite a lot, and that's a beautiful thing, because yeah, actually, like, on a serious note, there's a lot of shit going on, and if I do my due diligence, I will have posts. I will have linked some charities that you could donate to if that's a thing that you fancy. Because there's a lot going on in the world, and I have to remind myself of that like almost every day, if not every day. Focus on the here and now. If you want to take a deep breath with me, usually I like invite you to take a breath with me, but I did not do that today. So if you want to take a deep breath, just 1, 2, 3. They're really jamming out over there. Okay. Alright, so we're moving forward. We're moving up and away towards better things, better days, better people, better friendships, better relationships, etc., etc. And you're learning just how like amazing you are, just how powerful you are. And you don't have to listen to me, you don't have to do this, but I think it would be really awesome if you like took the time to celebrate yourself, ideally in a healthy way, but generally just taking the time to like appreciate how far you've come, like the progress you've made, etc., etc. Yeah, this is gonna be a short one. Another card we have is the villain. You can always rewrite the story. You might be playing the villain in someone else's story, and I feel like if this is for you, you've been contemplating a lot about your impact on others. You might have had like a black book or whatever, but generally you're just considering the role that you've played in other people's lives. And I think everyone to some extent is going to play the villain in someone else's life. Like that's just how that works. Like we're all going to piss somebody else off. We're all going to be that trigger for someone else. And it's really necessary that you don't take it personal. I mean, take it however you take it, but like I find a lot of comfort in just like depersonalizing the actions of other people, because it's like if you knew better, you probably wouldn't have said that, you know? I love that I shuffled that and the card came back out. Let me stop myself. Okay. 838. I'm like wanting to end the video, but I'm also like, do I need to end the video? My nose and like, I feel so uncomfortable. For some of you, that might be something. It's like, (838). You might be wanting to do something or like itching to like step into a reality, but you're not really sure of yourself just yet. But like at the same time, I feel like you're really close to wherever it is that you're wanting to be. This 9 of Wands especially is definitely giving like you need to like stay strong though. You definitely, I can't think of the original imagery for the 9 of Wands, but like you deserve sugar, not salt. But see how sugar and salt kind of look alike to the naked eye, like when you don't really pay much attention to it. Let's remember that Like, not everything is what it seems, basically. Also, why is that not the first card? That's interesting. Be your own first priority is number 25. What is the first card, though? I hope that as you're watching this, you're having a pleasant day. Princess, you can be your own knight. Be your first priority. You can be your own knight. I feel like this is a reminder of self-love. Like, I think it's always a good idea to, like, take the time to develop a good relationship with self, because at the end of the day, you're going to spend the most time with yourself. Like, there's no way around that. Like, you literally exist within yourself. You can play video games, you can, like, escape all you want, but, like, you're still you. And so, sorry about the wind. I had to take a gratitude moment for the wind earlier, because the wind is beautiful. It's amazing. It's necessary. And it's magical. It's wild. But, literally, sometimes you gotta, like, give yourself a little hug, or look into the mirror and be like, hey, you're amazing. You're like, so smart. You're, like, so incredible, dude. Like, like, literally. And it's really cheesy. It's really, like, to hear when you're not in that energy, but it really does help. It really does make a difference. It's time for healing, not war. Literally, number 30. Though the cards from this other deck does give war vibes, like when you look at it. I think that's like a gun he's holding. I don't know what that is. The Chariot, and then the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, generally this is a very grotesque sort of deck. It has a lot of insane monsters. The only reason why I don't love using it as much as the other deck is because of this. Like, to me, this kind of, like, it causes me to, like, to calculate, which I don't like, because then I'm, like, counting how many, like, it's like mental work looking at those. Whoever I'm talking to, you might be dealing with a lot of mental work. You might have been learning a lot about the subconscious mind or the conscious mind. You might have been reading Carl Jung. That's I lost the book, the physical book, but I had a book, the red book by him, and it was glorious. I enjoyed reading it so fucking much. Like, I don't know if it's like if you can hear it in my voice, but like I love that book. My favorite part, hands down, was when he was talking about the devil, and this is probably irrelevant to most of you. This is not really for everyone. But when he was talking about the devil and like basically his concept of the devil and how I think it was like a dream sequence, like a lot of the book was dream sequences, and he was basically talking to his devil, I believe. And I remember like I read all of it. Like I remember calculating. It was like around Christmas time, and I was like chilling by myself in front of the Starbucks. Or actually, I think it was a Chipotle, because I had some Chipotle. It was really good. But I read it and I was like, this is fire. I love this concept. And what I got out of that is basically we all have a fraction of, what we would consider the devil within us. Like, we have that energy. We embody that. We have the ability to embody that to some extent. And maybe I'm, like, not crediting him correctly, but, like, with my own twang, with my own perspective, I definitely feel like it's very important to... Well, I mean, this is basically the concept of shadow work. So, never mind what I said before, that disclaimer. That was a weird disclaimer. Embracing the nasty parts of ourselves, like the shadowy parts of ourselves, is a very necessary thing to do. Like, Carl Jung is a very big proponent of that. He's like, no, you don't ignore it. You don't shun it away. You, like, recognize that it is a part of you, And that's what's coming through. I'm like, learning to love thyself is not an easy journey, but it is definitely worth it. Excuse me. Don't ask me to teach you how to do that. I'm just a tarot reader. But if you would like me to work with you one-on-one, you can check me out. I'm going to leave something down below for you to, like, reach me. I prefer emails, but if you want to join my Patreon for however much a month, that'll be cool. And you can message me on Patreon. I said this was going to be a short one, and so I'm going to actually have to force myself to end this here. Remember that you should... Well, okay, I don't want to say this so pointedly, but I think the goal should be, for, like, living a cool life, a good life, is learning to love ourselves as we love others. Or, if you need it to be the other way, learning to love others as we love ourselves. Like, I think it's a really big message that's coming through. But you can either take it or leave it. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. Have a good one.